Hello everyone, my name is Chris and welcome to my pick of the top 10 best perks you can acquire in Fallout 4. Some perks will be bundled together as they do the same thing but for different categories of items. The list of course depends on what playstyle you use, but I hope you get some use out of the list. As always, there are timestamps in the description if you wish to skip to a particular perk, but without further ado, let's get into the video. Number 10. Medic. Medic requires 2 into intelligence and has 4 ranks at levels 1, 18, 30 and 49. Medic when taken allows stimpaks to heal more at a faster rate and for Radaway to remove more radiation. With this perk maxed out, it allows you to heal health and radiation fully with just one of each item. An overall good rounder, there are no drawbacks to taking Medic and the perk will be helpful regardless of the playstyle you choose. You won't lose anything by taking this perk, and Medic is also needed as a requirement to build shops such as clinics and surgery centres in your build once you unlock them. A very simple and easy start, I think, it's always worth taking it. Number 9. Toughness. Toughness requires 1 into endurance and has 5 ranks at levels 1, 9, 18, 31 and 46. Toughness when taken increases your damage resistance by 10% each rank independent of any armor bonuses. Another overall good rounder, especially at the start of the game, as you can take it as soon as you have a perk point to use. This perk will never be a bad option, and seeing as you can go to 50% damage resistance and stacking armor on top of that, this perk will stay strong even in the late game when things tend to get a little bit harder. Like Medic, I always take this perk and all of its ranks as there's no drawback to using it and it can stay useful throughout your entire playthrough. Number 8. Demolition Expert. Demolition Expert requires 5 into Perception and has 4 ranks at levels 1, 10, 22 and 34. Demolition Expert when taken increases the damage done with explosives by 25% per rank. This perk will of course increase your weapon damage with items such as grenades, missile launchers, etc. Where this perk shines however is when using legendary weapons with the explosive legendary effect. When using a weapon that has the effect such as spray and pray, the weapon will cause 15 points of explosive damage within a certain radius of where the bullet landed. The perk will then buff this by however many ranks you have unlocked, buffing the explosive damage on top of the regular weapon damage. This combination can make weapons incredibly overpowered and can carry you well into endgame. This perk is subjective however if you're using melee or unarmed, when the perk is completely useless for you, however the potential this perk has is undeniable. At number 7 we have all of the weapon perks as they all do the same thing but just affect different categories of weapons, that being Iron Fist, Big Leagues, Heavy Gunner, Rifleman, Gunslinger and Commando. All of these perks have 5 ranks, all at levels similar to each other but slightly different. Although you can choose every single one of these, chances are you're going to pick the one that affects whatever weapon category you use the most. At each level the perks will increase the damage done by a particular weapon category by 20%. Iron Fist will affect your unarmed damage, Big Leagues affects your melee weapons damage, Heavy Gunner affects your heavy weapons damage, Rifleman affects your non-automatic weapons damage, Gunslinger affects your non-automatic pistol damage, and finally Commando affects your automatic weapons damage. Any of these perks I think are essential, especially as you level up and head towards endgame. With enemies becoming tougher as the game goes on, you're going to need to keep up with dealing more damage to them, and so the perks are very important. Number 6. Idiot Savant. Idiot Savant requires 5 into luck and has 3 ranks at levels 1, 11 and 34. Idiot Savant when taken gives you a chance to receive a 3 times multiplier whenever you gain XP. This can go up to 5 times with the second rank of the perk. The perk's frequency is affected by the player's intelligence level. The lower your intelligence, the more likely the perk is to trigger. I would recommend you not to take the 3rd rank of the perk, as although it will give you a small duration where kill XP is tripled, this event can stop you gaining XP for normal actions. This perk is essential for leveling up faster, and when doing actions such as completing quests and gaining the XP from it, the perk can activate, allowing you to potentially fly through levels which you wouldn't normally be able to do. In my opinion, this perk is a must have if you want to level up in the fastest possible time. Number 5. Chem Resistant. Chem Resistant requires 4 into endurance and has 2 ranks at levels 1 and 22. Chem Resistant when taken will decrease the chances of you getting addicted to chems and can eliminate chem addiction altogether. This perk is very powerful when combined with Chemist, which I will talk about, but it can help you at the start of the game. Even at the beginning of the game you gain access to powerful chems such as Psycho, Jet and Medex, which can help you out a ton on higher difficulties. This perk is at the start a quality of life perk to try and mitigate the negatives of chems. Overall it works well on its own, but combined with Chemist can be incredibly good. Number 4. Chemist. Chemist requires 7 into intelligence and has 4 ranks at levels 1, 16, 32 and 45. Chemist when taken allows chems to last longer, with the final rank making chems last 3 times as long. This perk is incredibly good, and when combined with chem resistant that we talked about previously, can be one of the best perks in the entire game. With access to chems such as Medex, Psycho and Jet to simultaneously resist damage, deal more damage and slow time down, most enemies won't stand a chance when utilising chems. Adding on to the fact that chems are cheap to craft, using Chemist and the chems effects will make most battles a cakewalk. Number 3. Ninja. Ninja requires 7 into agility and has 3 ranks at levels 1, 16 and 33. Ninja when taken increases the damage you deal with sneak attacks with both normal ranged and melee attacks. With all ranks taken, your ranged attacks deal 3.5 times normal damage and melee attacks deal 10 times normal damage. Even with base weapons and sneaking, if successfully hitting sneak attacks, it's possible to one-shot a lot of enemies at the start of the game. Of course, as you gain more powerful weapons, mods and crafts better weapons, this damage becomes even more over the top. Ninja somewhat breaks the game and is such a good perk. Number 2. Lone Wanderer. Lone Wanderer requires 3 into Charisma and has 4 ranks at levels 1, 17, 40 and 50. Lone Wanderer when taken does a few different things depending on the rank taken, but only works when you do not have a companion with you. With the perk maxed out, it will allow you to take 30% less damage, increase your carry weight by £100, increase your damage by 25% and increase your action points by 25. The perk also allows you to have Dogmeat with you, as he does not count as a companion for whatever reason. I myself very rarely travel with a companion, so if you do, then of course this perk won't be for you. Overall, this perk is amazing and works even better when combining it with perks such as toughness with the damage reduction and damage resistance. The final perks at number 1 are all of the weapon and armor mod crafting perks. Each perk will allow you to add different mods to your weapons and armor, which will be how you increase the damage and armor rating of your equipment unless you strictly purchase them. For higher end mods, they will require you to also have a combination of the perks and at different ranks, and so all of them are equally as important. The perks include Armourer, Blacksmith, Gun Nut and Science, and each of them have 4 ranks with the exception of Blacksmith, which has 3. Each of the ranks allows you to build higher tiers of mods onto your weapons and armor and is essential for progressing in the game, especially on higher difficulties. Mods such as better ammo mags, sights, retrievers and even adding ballistic weave to armor requires these perks, and so it's essential to take them unless you're willing to just buy the weapons from vendors. And there we have my top 10 picks for the best perks in Fallout 4. I hope you found this video helpful, and as always, thank you for watching.